Today, we are going to be talking about Ayurveda and a specific technique that's used in Ayurvedic medicine to allow for self-massage that increases circulation, tones the nervous system, reduces stress and anxiety, helps with insomnia, and even builds self-awareness and self-acceptance. So before we begin with the technique, I just want to share what Ayurvedic medicine is and a little short history about where this medicine practice comes from. So Ayurveda is an alternative medicine system that derives from India. This system has been practiced for over 5,000 years, and it originally began as an oral tradition. Eventually, Ayurvedic medicine was written down, and now there are so many resources out there on the internet, and there are so many schools that you can attend to learn this material. In Ayurvedic medicine, they believe that everyone is made up of the 5 elements. So the 5 elements being earth, wind, fire, water, and air, or ether, also known as space. So we all are made up of these 5 elements, and depending on your dosha or your constitution, you can identify which elements you are most dominant in. So doshas, again, are constitutions, or also known as what the body is made of. And so today I'll be sharing with you a technique that really works with the knowledge of your dosha. So there's 3 different main types of doshas. There's Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata is associated with wind and the element space or ether. Vata people are normally on the thinner side, tall, and they have a lot of energy. They also tend to store wind and dryness in their joints, so oftentimes their joints crack more than others. And because of this cooling nature of wind, they may also have drier skin. I myself am very high in Vata, so Vata is my dominant dosha. Pitta is the next dosha. Pitta is associated with fire, and fire brings heat. Pitta people often run hotter. They may struggle with anger issues. They are often very great bodybuilders and have a tendency to build muscle mass easier. And because of the heat that they generate and that they store, it's often great for people with Pitta dosha to eat cooling foods and do exercise that help to regulate the heat within. And the third dosha, Kapha, is associated with water. Kapha is associated with water because these people tend to store water also in the form of weight. Kapha people could have the tendency to be more overweight, and they also have the tendency to store their emotions. When we think of emotions relating to Cancer and Scorpio and the moon and the tides, we can also think of Kapha as being people who are more on the emotional side. And so because of all this wetness, it's important to use alternative medicines that pacify the wetness by bringing in something that's lighter and maybe even drying. So those are our 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And I'll be leaving a link down below so that you can take a short quiz and figure out what your predominant dosha is. Remember, we all have all three. So when we speak about later on in the video which oils are best to use in the technique that we'll be doing today, we want to think, okay, what is my dominant dosha? And it is that dosha that we will speak to or pacify. Today's technique involves using oil to lubricate the body, moisturize the skin, and through this process of self-massage, we'll be nourishing our nerves and reducing stress. If this massage is done before going to bed, then it helps with insomnia. And overall, self-massage will help build your awareness and self-connection. When I think of touch and I think of who touches me, very often we may find that we allow other people to touch us more than we have ever actually touched ourselves. So I think that this practice, Abhyanga, which means glowing limb or glowing body, is very important to reconnect us back to ourselves. So that's huge, right? Finding that reconnection within, which will better allow us to connect out. One of the core principles of Ayurveda is there's no Ayurveda without heat, and there is no Ayurveda without oil. So Abhyanga, or glowing body self-massage, is done with warm oil. So let's take a look at which oils are best. For Vata, remember all that wind and that cooling and dryness, we want an oil that moisturizes. So two of the main oils suggested for Vata dosha are jojoba, I hope I'm saying that right, jojoba oil and almond oil. The best oil for Pitta dosha, Pitta dominant people, remember, are fiery and hot, so we want something that cools them. So the best oil to use if you have a Pitta dominant dosha is coconut oil. And lastly, Kapha. Kapha people, remember, are watery and tend to store water, and that can weigh them down and make them heavier. So we want oils that are light for the body, such as castor or safflower oil. So now that we know our doshas and we know which oils are best used for each dosha, we'll begin with the actual technique of the Abhyanga massage. And you want to grab your warm oil. Today I'm using olive oil since that's what I have on hand. And we're working with what we got. So I have my warm olive oil right here. And we'll be going through the sequence of doing a self-massage Abhyanga. When is it the best time to do this? Again, if you struggle with insomnia, it's hard for you to fall asleep easily, then the best time for you would be right before bed. I like to come first thing in the morning and sit in meditation and do yoga and do my workout. So I have just done those things, and I often do them, well, I always do them before Video Friday, before filming, because I want to share information from a high vibe place. And so I've done those things this morning, and now I'm ready to take a shower. So I am going to do this self-massage with warm oil now, and then take a shower post meditation, yoga, and massage in the morning. For Vata people, it is best to do this massage in the morning. For Kapha people and Pitta people, it is better to do this massage at night. Where is the best place to massage? Well, we want to do the whole body, but if you only have time for, let's say, a 5-minute self-massage, then for Vata people, we want to massage from the hip down. And for Pitta people, we want to massage the mid region, our abdominals, right? Where the solar plexus and fire is. And for Kapha people, we want to massage from the shoulders up, okay? So today, let's go ahead and get started with the full body Abhyanga.